We're now streaming live on YouTube. Today is January 21st, 2022. This is the Magistrate Court of Clayton County first appearance calendar. I am Judge Charity Bridgewater. If you are having any troubles hearing me, please let me know. Otherwise, there's a few things I need to let you know in regarding prior to the start of today's calendar. Please listen carefully if you have, as it will help you better understand the nature of the process and purpose of today's proceedings. Again, please be aware that these proceedings are streaming live on YouTube. First, I am not here to try your case this morning or take a plea or give any legal discussion about your specific facts of your case. The purpose of a first appearance is to inform you of the charges against you, advise you of certain rights, set bonds for those offenses for which a bond is authorized, to set bond, to schedule a preliminary hearing, and to determine whether you require assistance of a counsel. You have a right to remain silent. Please do not attempt to tell me the specific facts of your case or any legal defense you may have. I am not your attorney. As I stated earlier, these hearings are being recorded and streaming live. Thus, anything you say during these proceedings can be heard by anyone who has internet access and may be used against you at a later date by the prosecutor. Anything you said today could negatively affect your case later. During this and all other proceedings, you have the following rights: the presumption of innocence, the indictment by a grand jury for felonies or accusation for misdemeanors, to a speedy trial and public trial by jury, to compel the attendance of witnesses to testify on your behalf by subpoena, to see, hear, and question witnesses who are called to testify against you, testify on your own behalf, and to offer evidence in your own defense. To have an attorney to represent you if you cannot afford one. I will appoint one for you. Some of you will be allowed to post unrestricted bonds today for your release from jail pending the prosecution of your case. These bonds can be posted 3 different ways: by cash, commercial, or property. If you post a cash bond, someone will deliver the full amount of the bond in cash together with any mandated fees to the sheriff's office, who will hold it until and after your final court date, at which time your cash will be returned to the person who posted it. If you do not have the full amount in cash, you can also use a commercial bonding company who may take up to 15% of the bond amount for your services. This fee will not be returned to you. You may also have someone post a property bond as long as there's a net equity in your property of at least 3 times the amount of your bond. For example, if I set a bond for $2,000, your property must have at least $6,000 in equity to qualify for a property bond. Each of you will have as a condition of your bond that you are to not violate any laws while out on bond. Some of you will have an additional condition that prohibit you from contacting certain people or going to certain places. If you have a no contact provision, that means you must stay away and have no contact with the victim. You cannot call, text, email, write, or contact them through any social media platform. If you do, you could land back in jail with no bond. If I tell you to not return to a particular location, that means you cannot go back to that particular location for any reason. If the no return location is a shared residence between you and the victim or the alleged victim, please let me know and I will authorize you to go back only when you're accompanied by the sheriff to collect your personal belongings that are not in dispute, meaning that there is no issue of who owns the property. You will need to make an appointment with the sheriff within 10 days of being released. The court takes these special conditions seriously. Again, if you violate the court's order, your bond will be revoked. You will not be entitled to bond, and so you will remain in jail until your trial. If a court considers your contact intimidating or harassing, you could receive additional felony charges of aggravated stalking, of or influences a witness. These type of charges carry punishment of 20 years in prison and $20,000 in fine. The same applies to the stay away provisions. Also, if your spouse, family member, or friend is the alleged victim in your case, he or she will not be allowed to post bond in the court. You will have a no contact order as a special condition of your bond. You will not be allowed to contact the victim while you're in jail. For those family members and friends who are watching this live stream, you should wait at least 4 to 5 hours after the conclusion of the court proceedings to attempt to post the bond, as it takes time to process paperwork and get it through the proper channels for the bond. Some of you are charged with offenses for which this court is not authorized to set bail. In this event, a bond hearing will be scheduled before the judge of Superior Court in Clayton County, and you will be informed of that at that date. If you are currently on active probation, this court is not authorized to set bond at this time. Whether a bond is appropriate in your case will be reconsidered after the probation officer has had an opportunity to consider this new arrest. Preliminary hearings. The purpose of preliminary hearings is to determine whether there is enough evidence or probable cause to keep you detained on your charges. If you bond out, your preliminary hearing is automatically waived because you are out of jail and no longer detained. If you are charged with misdemeanors only, you can come up before the court and I will ask you if you wish to waive your preliminary hearing. What that does, it moves your case along the pipeline of the courthouse a little quicker. Waiving your preliminary hearing does not affect your rights, your bond amount. It just moves the case from magistrate court where you are now to state court faster. You also have the right to have your preliminary hearing, so it's up to you if you want to waive it or not. If you have a felony offense, I will not allow you to waive your felony preliminary hearing, but you will have the option of speaking with your attorney about that. If you bond out, you will automatically waive your preliminary hearing. This court does not have any preference of whether you waive your preliminary hearing or not. Finally, I'm about to read the oath to you. If you understand and swear to this, please respond, I do. But everyone please raise their right hands. Do you swear or affirm that the information that you are about to give to this court, as well as any information you provided on your application for court-appointed counsel, is true and correct? If so, say I do. You can put your hands down, please. I'll start with the females first.
Sit down. Okay, Ms. Crawford.
Good morning, you're Miss Brittany Nicole Crawford.
Yes, ma'am. Good morning.
Good morning. You've been charged this morning with violation of a Georgia controlled substance, as well as possession of marijuana less than an ounce. In regards to the Georgia controlled substance, I cannot provide a bond amount for that. You will have to go to Superior Court for that. In regards to the possession of marijuana less than an ounce, that bond amount is $1,500. Ma'am, I did not receive all of my court-appointed application forms. I'm going to ask you a few questions to make sure you are, if you qualify or not for appointed counsel. Are you working, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
$9.50.
I'm sorry, ma'am?
$9.50.
$9.50 a month?
Oh, no.
Okay.
No,
Do you have any, I'm sorry, ma'am?
I can't say how much a month because it's different, and then they've been cutting our hours. So.
All right. Do you have any children, ma'am?
No.
Okay. I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. Your preliminary hearing date in this matter will be March 2nd.
I gotta stay until March 2nd.
Well, I'm appointing counsel to represent you, so they may be able to get to this matter before the district attorney or office and try to negotiate some type of matter with you prior to that date. But yeah, your preliminary hearing date is going to be March 2nd.
Okay. So can I what you said? How much was the other bond?
For possession of marijuana less than an ounce is $1,500. For the controlled substance, that one I can't provide a bond for because it's It's outside my jurisdiction, ma'am. So that one will have to be done by a Superior Court judge.
Okay, so would I be able to bond out for the marijuana?
I don't know, ma'am. I think the fact that you don't have a bond for the controlled substance is going to be preventing you from bonding out, ma'am.
Oh.
All right. Do you have any other questions, ma'am? All right. If you have no further questions, you're free to go.
Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Davis.
All right, Ms. Davis, good morning. I apologize. Yesterday, I found your paperwork. You're LaShondra Davis.
Yes, ma'am.
All right. You've been charged with battery simple. Your bond amount is $2,500. I did appoint counsel to represent you because I had your form from yesterday. Do you want to waive your preliminary hearing?
What does that mean?
That just means that you'll go to state court faster. If you bond out, your preliminary hearing is going to automatically be waived. If you don't bond out, which means your preliminary hearing is going to be March 1st. Once you talk to your counsel, they can decide and give you advisement if it's best to bond out or not. So I'm just going to put down that your preliminary hearing is March 1st. And once you talk to your attorney, they can give you better advice about if you want to waive or the preliminary hearing or not. Ms. Davis, do you have any questions?
Yeah, so you're saying that there's a chance that I won't be able to get out unless I bond out until March 1st?
Yes, if you don't pay your bond, your preliminary hearing date is going to be March 1st.
And it's $2,000 and $2,000.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Giles.
All right, you're Miss Shakia Jarrera Giles.
Shakaya Juria Giles.
Shakaya, okay, thank you, Ms. Giles. You've been charged with improper lane change and no insurance and possession of marijuana less than an ounce. Your bond amount for the improper lane change is $500. Your bond amount for the no insurance charge is $1,000, and your bond amount for possession of marijuana less than an ounce is $1,500 for a total bond amount of $3,000. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing this morning?
Yes.
You say yes or no?
Yes.
Okay. Also, as I mentioned, I don't have the court appointed forms yet. So can you tell me if you're working or not?
I am working. Yes, I am.
How much do you make per hour, ma'am? Or per month?
I make about $10 an hour.
Okay. Do you have any children, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
You said yes or no?
No, ma'am.
Okay. Are you married?
No, ma'am, I'm not.
Okay. I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. Unless you have any further questions, you're free to go.
Okay, so you said it's 3,000 total.
Yes, ma'am.
Cool. Okay, thank you.
You're welcome.
Ms. Hodge.
Good morning, ma'am. You're Alina Hodge.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You've been charged with defective equipment, no tail light, and driving with a suspended license. Your bond amount for the defective equipment is $500. Your bond amount for the no tail light is $500, and your bond amount for the driving with a suspended license is $1,500 for a total bond amount of $2,500. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing this morning?
What that mean?
That basically means that the court will, if you wish to waive a preliminary hearing, you're going to be sent directly to state court. If you don't wish to waive your preliminary hearing, then the state will have to provide a hearing to show the facts and that there was enough cause to arrest you at that time. So it's going to be more of a mini hearing before your, I guess, your definitive hearing. So that's what it is. Before we go further with that one, do you work, ma'am?
Yes, I was.
How much do you make per hour
Per hour,
or per month, if you know it better that way?
900.
Okay. As I mentioned, I don't have the court appointed forms yet, so I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. That counsel will be able to better explain to you the process of a preliminary hearing, and they can give you advisement about if you want to waive it or not. At this time, your preliminary hearing date is going to be March 1st, 2022.
March 3rd.
March 1st.
So what, I mean, I can't leave till March 1st.
Unless you go out.
If you bond out, then you can leave now.
The whole amount?
As I mentioned, ma'am, there's different ways to bond out. You can pay, go to a commercial bonding company, you can pay cash, or they use property. So those are the 3 different ways, as I mentioned earlier, how you can bond out.
Okay.
All right, thank you, ma'am.
Ms. Walton.
Ma'am, you're Miss Tri, and I apologize if I say your name incorrectly. Tyrequa Tennille Walden?
Yes.
Okay. Ms. Walden, you've been charged with criminal damage 2nd degree and aggravated assault with a deadly weapon. Your bond amount for the criminal damage in the 2nd degree is $7,000. Your bond amount for aggravated assault with a deadly weapon is $25,000. You have a stay away condition to stay away from Mr. Nicholas Fortick, and you also to stay away from the In-Town Suites, which is 363-218 Forest Parkway, Forest Park, Georgia. As I mentioned earlier, if you're charged with a felony, your preliminary hearing date is going to be on March 2nd, 2022, unless you bond out prior to that time. Also, can you please, I'm not sure if you're going to get pointed, I'm not sure how you feel about counsel, so I'm going to go ahead and question you now about that. Do you work, ma'am?
No, ma'am.
Okay. I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you, and they can give you better advisement on how to proceed in this matter. But at this time, your total bond amount is $32,000, and your preliminary hearing date is March 2nd. Do you have any questions?
No, ma'am, I don't. Thank
You're welcome. Have a great day.
you.
Yeah, that'll be it on the female side.
All right. Thank you. Deputy Thomas. Have a great day and a great weekend.
Give me 1 second. Your Honor, did you want to do the translators first?
Yes.
All right, have a seat, bro. Y'all two, step up. You-
Good morning, Judge. Good morning, everyone.
Good morning. Is this Mr. Lopez and Mr. Munez?
Estos son el señor López y el señor Muñiz.
Okay. Let me just pull those out. Ms. Bermudez, I'm going to have them do their swearing in again. Since I know they speak Spanish, I'd rather make sure that they understand what they're swearing and affirming to.
I'm sorry, Judge. Can you repeat what you just said?
I want to do the oath again for them, and so they can make sure they understand what their the oath was, and I can have it on the record for them and with you.
Yes, ma'am. I'm sorry. I'm just having some connectivity issues today, and it's being.
Let me turn my volume up if that'll be helpful, and maybe that'll help you. I'm not sure.
Let me see.
you actually- Can you hear me now, ma'am?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Can you ask them to please raise their right hand?
Por favor, ¿podrían levantar su mano derecha?
Do you swear or affirm
¿Jura usted y afirma
that the information that you're about to give to the court,
que la información que usted está a punto de darle a la corte,
well as any information you provided on your application for appointed counsel,
y también cualquier información que usted puso en la solicitud para que le nombre un abogado de oficio,
is true and correct?
es correcta y verdadera?
If so, say I do.
Y si así es, diga lo juro.
Lo juro.
I swear.
You can put your hands down.
Pueden bajar sus manos.
I'm going to do Mr. Jose Lopez Hernandez first.
Vamos a hablar con el señor José López Hernández primero.
Okay. Mr. Lopez Hernandez, you've been charged with criminal damage in the second degree,
Señor López Hernández, a usted se le acusa de daños penales en el segundo grado,
cruelty to children in the third degree,
crueldad infantil en el tercer grado,
firearms discharged near a highway or public road,
de disparar una arma cerca de una carretera o una carretera pública,
aggravated assault with a deadly weapon,
agresión con agravante con un arma mortífera
and another kind of criminal damage in the second degree.
y otro cargo por daños penales en el segundo grado.
Your bond amount for each charge is as follows.
La cantidad de su fianza por cada uno de los cargos es como sigue.
Criminal damage in the second degree, $6,500.
Daños penales en el segundo grado, $6,000, $6,500.
Cruelty to children in the third degree, $3,500.
Crueldad infantil en el tercer grado, $3,500.
Discharging a firearm near a highway or public road, $2,500.
Por disparar un arma cerca de una carretera o en una carretera pública, $2,500.
Aggravated assault with a deadly weapon, $20,000.
Agresión con agravante con un arma mortífera, $20,000.
Criminal damage, and the second charge of criminal damage in the second degree, $6,500.
Y el segundo cargo de daños penales en el segundo grado, $6,500.
Your total bond amount is $39,000.
La cantidad total de su fianza es de $39,000.
There is a stay away condition to stay away from Miss Marcela Bantecourt.
Hay una orden judicial que dice que usted debe de mantenerse alejado de Marcela Betancourt
And Nahima Atwater.
y Nahima Atwater.
Can you also ask him, does him and Miss Bantecourt live together?
¿Usted y la señora Betancourt viven juntos?
No, ya no.
¿Me dijo que no?
No, ya
No.
no.
Who lives at 4560 Carla Circle?
4560. ¿Que quién vive en la 4560 Carlos Circle?
Yo y un primo mío y un hermano mío.
Myself, my brother, and my cousin.
Okay. That was what I was going to ask. Okay, so at this time, I don't have his court appointed form. Can you ask him if he's working?
¿Está usted trabajando?
Sí, ahí
Yes.
está. Yo llegando al trabajo ayer.
Repita, por favor.
Ayer iba llegando al trabajo, apenas llegaba al trabajo, no me arrestaron.
Yes, when I was coming home from work, that's when I was arrested.
How much does he make per month if he knows, or per hour?
¿Cuánto gana usted por mes o por hora?
Mensual, $4,000 mensual.
About $4,000 a month.
Okay. And how many children does he have under the age of 18?
¿Y cuántos niños tiene usted menores de 18 años?
Yo solo tengo mi hija, la Ana Victoria, la más pequeñita.
Me dijo que solamente tiene a una hija.
Sí, una más.
I just have one daughter, Ana Victoria, and she's a little one.
Okay. All right, I'm going to appoint counsel to represent him. His preliminary court date is going to be March 2nd, 2022.
Yo le voy a nombrar un abogado para que lo represente y su audiencia preliminar está programada para el 2 de marzo del 2022.
Does he have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
No, gracias.
No, no, thank you.
Okay, he's free to go.
Debe retirarse.
Yep.
Okay, Mr. Jose Lopez Munez,
El señor José López Núñez,
you've been charged with expired tag or no tag,
a usted se le acusa de tener las placas vencidas, de no tener placas,
no insurance,
de no tener seguro automotriz,
no license,
de no tener licencia de conducir,
possession of a firearm during the commission of a crime,
de portar un arma mientras cometía un delito
in violation of the Georgia Controlled Substance Act.
y de infringir las leyes antidrogas del estado de Georgia.
Your bond amount for the tag, no tag, is $500.
La cantidad de su fianza por no tener placa es de $500.
Your bond amount for the no insurance is $1,000.
La cantidad por no tener seguro automotriz es de $1,000.
Your bond amount for the no license is $1,000.
La cantidad de su fianza por no tener licencia de conducir es de $1,000.
Your bond for the possession of a weapon during the commission of a crime is $6,500.
La cantidad por portar un arma mientras cometió un delito es de $6,500.
In the violation of the Georgia Controlled Substances Act, there is no bond amount because I am not provided to give one by law.
Y por infringir las leyes antidrogas del estado de Georgia, usted no tiene fianza porque a mí no se me permite por ley otorgarle fianza.
Your preliminary court date is going to be March 2nd, 2022.
El día de su audiencia preliminar va a ser el día 2 de marzo del 2020.
In regards to possibly having court-appointed counsel, can you find out if he's working?
Y para poder nombrarle un abogado de oficio. ¿Está usted trabajando?
Sí.
Yes.
How much does he make either per hour or per month?
¿Y cuánto gana usted, ya sea por hora o por mes?
$4,000 al mes.
Repita.
4,000 al mes.
$4,000 a month.
Does he have any children under the age of 18?
¿Tiene usted niños menores de 18 años?
No.
No.
Okay, unfortunately, he does not qualify for court-appointed counsel.
Desafortunadamente, usted no califica para nombrarle un abogado de oficio.
Does he have any questions?
¿Tiene usted alguna pregunta?
No.
No.
Okay, thank you.
Ok, muchas gracias.
Brown.
All right, Ms. Bermudez, you are free to go. Thank you for your assistance this morning.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you. Have a good weekend.
You too. You're Mr. Theodore Thomas Brown Jr.?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, sir. You've been charged with trafficking of persons for sexual servitude. At this time, no bond is going to be set. Your preliminary hearing court date is March 2nd, 2022. Are you working, Mr. Brown?
My family owns several businesses.
Okay. This is in regards to court. I haven't received the court appointed counsel.
I have private counsel.
Okay, that's fine with me. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, ma'am. Oh, no, ma'am. No, ma'am.
All right, you're free to go, sir. Thank you.
Belcher.
All right, Mr. Charles Ray Belcher.
Yes, ma'am.
All right, Mr. Belcher, you've been charged with criminal trespass. Your bond amount is $2,000. You are not to return to the Texaco gas station on 633 Terra Boulevard. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes.
Yes, ma'am.
In regards, do you to court appointed counsel, are you working, sir?
Not right now.
Okay, I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. Do you have any other questions, sir?
No.
If you have no questions, you're free to go.
Yes, I wait first. You can wait. Colbert.
All right, Mr. Tyrone Ernest Colbert, you've been charged with criminal trespass, damage to property. Your bond amount for that is $2,000. You have a stay away provision to stay away from Miss Yalencia Spikes. At this time, do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
In regards to appointed counsel, are you working, sir?
Yes, I am.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
17, I make about 17 an hour. I probably gross about, because I do telecommunications, so it kind of works. Sometimes it might be 2,500. It just,
Okay,
I'm gonna say about 6,000.
6,000? Okay. Do you
Well,
have,
I do
Huh?
telecommunications, like it's basically like coax cabling to work with.
I understand, sir. Based off that monthly amount, I cannot appoint counsel to represent you. Do you have any questions?
No, no, ma'am. I have a paid attorney.
I'm sorry, ma'am.
I have a
Okay,
paid attorney. I'm good.
all right, thank you, sir. You're free to go if you have no further questions.
Thank you.
You're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Melvin Floyd.
Okay. Mr. Floyd, you've been charged with trafficking of marijuana and theft by taking. For trafficking of marijuana, this court does not allow or give by law to give you a bond amount. That have to be done at another court. For the theft by taking, your bond amount is $5,000. Your preliminary court date is March 2nd, 2022. Again, I don't have the court appointed forms in front of me. Do you want to be considered for court appointed counsel, sir?
I got a lawyer already paid attorney.
Okay. All right, sir. Well, if you have no further questions, you're free to go.
Lamont. Oh, me. Oh, Lord. Good morning, Judge.
Good morning, sir. What's your name?
It's Tony Gamage Jr.
Oh, okay.
Leisure.
All right. Mr. Tony Lee Gamage, you've been charged with theft by shoplifting and criminal trespass. Your bond amount for the theft by shoplifting is $2,000. Your bond amount for the criminal trespass is $5,000. Sorry, $3,000. So it's $2,000 and $3,000 for a total bond amount of $5,000. You have a stay away provision to stay away from 6254 Spine Road. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time, sir?
Judge, I'm sorry, I didn't catch the address. It's 6,000 North Terminal Parkway, Atlanta, Georgia. That's the airport, right?
Yeah, unless if you have a paid ticket, you cannot go back to that location. On here, it says 6254 Spine Road.
Okay, I did. But yes, ma'am, thank you.
Okay, do you,
We're still not preliminary, yes, ma'am.
okay, you wish to waive it. Do you wish to be considered for court appointed counsel, sir?
Excuse me. Yes, ma'am, I'm gonna need, yes.
How much are you working?
No, I'm not working now, no, I got to fight.
All right, sir, I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. And once you after you sign the preliminary waiver, you're free to go, sir.
Thank you, Yana. I'm done. I'm done.
Yes, sir, thank you.
Yes, ma'am, thank you, Judge. Yes, I'm done. Thank you. Hammond.
All right, Mr. Hammond, you've been charged with criminal trespass and simple assault. Your bond amount for the criminal trespass is $3,000. Your bond amount for the simple assault is $2,000 for a total bond amount of $5,000. You have a stay away provision to stay away from Ms. Lorraine Hammond. You are not to return to 877 Homewood Court, Riverdale, Georgia. If and when you're released within 10 days, you can contact the sheriff's office to go there to get any of your personal undisputed belongings. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time, sir?
Yes.
Yes. All right. Do you wish to be considered for court appointed counsel?
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. Are you working?
Yes.
How much do you make per month or per hour?
$10 an hour.
Okay, sir. I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. And again, once you sign a preliminary waiver, you're free to go. Thank you, sir.
Your Honor, Harris, he's gonna be our fugitive. Want to say him for last?
Yes, sir.
Harrison.
All right. Good morning, sir. My apologies for yesterday. You're Donald Jerome Harrison.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay. You've been charged with battery and battery of an unborn child. Your bond amount for the battery charge is $3,500. Your bond amount for battery of an unborn child is $2,500 for a total bond amount of $6,000. You have a stay away provision to stay away from Miss Lila Carter. You are not to return to 6726 Building 12, Apartment G, Terra Boulevard, Jonesboro, Georgia. If and when you are released, you have a provision. You can contact the sheriff's office within 10 days to retrieve your undisputed personal belongings from that location. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes? Okay. In regards, do you wish, oh, I did see your form. I'm appointing court-appointed counsel to represent you. I do have your form from yesterday. Do you have any other questions, sir?
No, ma'am.
All right, you're free to go.
Johnson.
All right, you're Mr. Quadarius Montez Johnson.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Johnson, you've been charged with tag, no tag, expired tag. You've been charged with no insurance, driving with a suspended license, possession of marijuana less than an ounce, and possession of a firearm by a felon.
I got.
Hey, let us finish talking first, and then you do it again.
All right, your bond amount for the tag charge is $500. Your bond amount for the no insurance charge is $1,000. Your bond amount for the driving with a suspended license is $1,500, and your bond amount for possession of marijuana less than an ounce is $1,500. Unfortunately, I cannot give you a bond for the possession of firearm by a felon. It appears you're on bond or parole at this time, from what I can tell from reviewing your criminal history. Your preliminary court date is going to be March 2nd, 2022. In regards to court-appointed counsel, do you wish to be considered for that at this time?
Excuse me?
Do you wish to have?
I never been convicted as a felon. That's a false charge I have on me.
Okay, sir. I will first answer my question. Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel?
Yes, that'll be fine.
Okay. Are you working, sir?
Right now I'm laid off, but I own my own business.
All right. I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. In regards to what you're stating about you don't have a felony against you, that is in your criminal record, which I reviewed this morning prior to starting this hearing. So I am appointing a counsel to represent.
Sir,
I recently beat all those charges dismissed. And it's this time.
Okay, sir, at this time, that is not the case. So when you talk to your counsel, y'all can discuss your defense and see what motions can be filed for you.
Yes, because I never caught a felony in this county. I never.
No, it's not about, it's within the state of Georgia, sir.
I never had a felony in Georgia. I never had.
Okay. Again, when you talk,
the firearm was my property. I own that.
okay.
Yeah.
Your counsel can discuss with you the best defense in regard to that charge, sir. If you have no further questions, you're free to go.
Okay. And I'm waiting. So what? So I can pay I can bond out. How much? Is my bond?
Sir, when there's unfortunately, as I said, you are based on what I saw in your GCIC. I cannot give you a bond at this time for the last charge.
It was a terroristic threat. All them charges got dismissed in this county. That's what she said it was. Yes.
Okay, sir.
That's holding back my bond.
Your Honor, are you done with him?
I'm done with him, sir.
Go to the side.
Okay.
Go to him.
Thank you.
Longhorn.
Sir, you're Mr. Tobias Arquette Lockhart.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Lockhart, you've been charged with obstructing an officer, forgery, fourth degree felony forgery, and theft by deception. Your bond amount for the obstruction charge is $2,000. Your bond amount for the fourth degree felony forgery is $12,000, and your bond amount for theft by deception is $3,000, for a total bond amount of $17,000. You have a stay away provision to stay away from the Landmark Dodge at 650 Mount Zion Boulevard, Morrow. Your preliminary hearing in this matter is going to be March 2nd, 2022. Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel? Because I don't have those forms in front of me, so I'm just going to ask you a few questions if you do.
Yeah,
Okay, are you working, sir?
not at the moment.
Okay, I am going to appoint counsel to represent you. Do you have any questions?
Not at all.
Okay, thank you, sir. Have a great day.
Toby. Ma'am, Your Honor,
Yes,
Lockhart, did you ask a question in reference to waiving or not?
Lockhart has a felony, so I'm not,
Oh, okay, I got you. Okay, that's why, never mind, thank you.
you're welcome. What's your name, sir?
Tamarko Tober.
Could you, oh, Tober, okay. All right, Mr. Tamarko Tober, you've been charged with giving a false name, address, date of birth. Your bond amount for that is $1,500. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time?
Yes.
Yes or no?
Yes.
Yes. Okay. Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel, sir?
Yes.
Okay, are you working?
Not at this moment.
All right, I'm going to appoint court-appointed counsel to represent you. After you sign your preliminary hearing paperwork, unless you have any further questions, you're free to go. Okay, thank you. He's signing a waiver, sir, Deputy.
Okay, thank you.
All right.
Wortham.
All right, you're Mr. Daniel DeAndre Wortham.
Yes.
All right, Mr. Wortham, you've been charged with 3 counts of violation of the Controlled Substance Act, driving with a suspended license, and brake lights, no turn signal violation. Unfortunately, for the Controlled Substance Act, I cannot provide a bond amount by this court per law. For driving with a suspended license, the bond amount will be $1,500, and for the brake light violation, it'll be $500. Your preliminary court date is March 2nd, 2022. In regards to appointed counsel, do you wish to be considered for appointed counsel, sir?
Yes.
Okay, are you working?
Yes.
Do you make either per hour or per month?
Say that again.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
Like 2,000.
2,000? Okay. You qualify for appointed counsel. I am going to appoint counsel to represent you. Again, your court date is March 2nd, 2022. You're free to go, sir.
Your
Thank
Honor,
you.
these next two, Your Honor, were add-ons.
I have them.
Announce your name, get to the podium.
Alexis Wallace.
Okay, Mr. Alexis Johan Wallace, you've been charged with driving with a suspended license. Your bond amount is $1,500. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time?
Yes, ma'am.
Yes, okay. In regards to court-appointed counsel, do you wish to be considered for a counsel to be appointed to you?
Yes, ma'am.
Do you work at this time, sir?
Yes, ma'am.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
$12 an hour.
Okay, I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you unless you have any further, unless you have any further questions, you're free to go. And Deputy, he's signing a waiver.
Yes, ma'am. Step over to the table. James. State your name, so you can hear you.
Alexander Davis.
All right, Mr. Alexander Bernard Daniels, you've been charged with battery family violence. Your bond amount is $3,500. You have a stay away provision to stay away from Miss Tamia Daniels. You cannot return to 7508 Garnet Drive, Jonesboro, Georgia. If you are able to bond out within 10 days of bonding out, you can contact the sheriff's office to go to that location to get your undisputed personal belongings. Do you wish to waive your preliminary hearing at this time, sir?
Yes.
Okay. Do you wish to be considered for court-appointed counsel, sir?
Yes.
Do you work?
Yes.
How much do you make per hour or per month?
Make $18.20 per hour. $18.20 per hour.
Do you have any children, sir?
Yes, I have a 14-year-old son that lives with me at 7508. We go to school right now.
Okay, so you have one child under 18.
Yes.
Okay, I'm going to appoint counsel to represent you. Unless you have any no further questions, you're free to go, sir.
I thank
And he's signing a waiver, deputy.
Sorry, what's the one? The first one? Okay, yes, sir. Yeah, go ahead. My name is Bruce Anthony Harris.
Mr. Harris, you have been charged as a fugitive from justice. According to the warrant, you are wanted out of Philadelphia, Pennsylvania Police Department for aggravated assault with a weapon, a vehicle, possibly. I can't tell what that stands for. The warrant number is W345636866. They have advised they are going to extradite you. At this time, you can waive your extradition hearing, or you can advise the court how you wish to proceed. An extradition hearing is basically where the court will have to, or the parties that are going to, will have to prove that this charge is against you. It does not prove your guilt or innocence of that charge in Philadelphia. It just basically states that you are the person that they're looking for, and that they are going to, and then they're going to extradite you. If you decide to waive your preliminary hearing, they're not going to go through that extradition hearing process. The difference of going through the extradition process or not is that if you waive your the extradition hearing, the Philadelphia has 30 days to come get you. If they decide to ask for extra time, they can ask for an additional 30 days to come get you. If you decide to have an extradition hearing, that can be done within the next 30 days. And then there'll be an additional 30 days once the extradition hearing proves that's you or not, that the Philadelphia will have time to come get you. You can have counsel to represent you in this. Do you have any questions, sir?
Yes, Your Honor. My only question was, considering the circumstances of the extradition and the time, I have a 12-year-old son. I don't know if it's appropriate or not for me to ask him so that I can properly face these charges. Am I allowed to ask for extradition to go home with supervision to the airport and then be picked up sooner, just so that I could have some way of trying to sustain my job. I want to keep my job, and obviously want to keep, I want to be able to be there for my son. I share custody with my son on a weekly basis. I did not know that I didn't know Warden was out for me. I don't know how I was able to leave Philadelphia by plane and come to Atlanta. And at that time is where I found out about this criminal charge. It's a very serious charge, and I just want to be able to go home to address it. And with the understanding that if I sit here, it could be 30 days, which could compromise not only custody of my son, but my employment and other matters as well.
Unfortunately, sir, we don't give bonds for this type of charge as a fugitive for justice. I do see that according to the warrant, it looks like you were taken into custody at the airport. But unfortunately, I can either give you can waive your preliminary hearing and they can come get you, and then you can go forward that way, but I don't have any power to let you go to the airport and take care of whatever you were trying to take care of. So the options we have before us today is either you can waive the hearing for extradition, and then they will come get you and take you back to Philadelphia, or we can have an extradition hearing and prove that these charges are truly against you. Again, that process will be about 30 days or more. So do you wish to waive your hearing at this time?
I'm gonna waive it, you know.
Okay. All right, sir. They're going to give you the paperwork to sign, and then after that, you're free to go.
It's stuff over here. It's like seven copies.
Thank you, Your Honor.
You're welcome, sir.
Stuff over here inside. That's it, Your Honor.
All right, thank you. That concludes the call of this first appearance calendar. We are adjourned. Thank you.